Now, like we crickethighlights.com, like we are into domestic cricket.
Yes.
We go on to Voices to look about what is domestic cricket is doing all about to produce good international players.
Yes.
Now, I have been to places where the domestic cricket is not very good, like the places where it has been left. So I just was wondering, like the cricket education which you're having out here, basically you guys have covered a large portion of Maharashtra. How it is going to benefit the people who are like not well versed with the cricket, where the schools are not very good, and the people cannot afford a basic necessity for playing cricket.
Yeah, sure. Well, the best thing about this program is that it offers an opportunity to share knowledge with other coaches. The more knowledge which is shared, the more that it seems to filter out into all different parts of your community. So, from a Cricket Australia perspective, that's something that we pride ourselves on doing, is sharing that information, and that's why we're so glad to be here. If you look at it like a tree, you have your information which starts, then it branches out into these coaches, and these coaches will go and talk to other players and people. So it just slowly spreads. So the knowledge we're passing on and sharing will educate your players, parents of those players,
okay,
but also other coaches. Yeah.
Okay. Now the second question is like the entire like I heard Martin speaking about this entire syllabus is like a subject syllabus like we have in the school,
yes,
something like history, geography. So can you just throw light on the syllabus that cricket education is imparting on?
As a cricket coach, there's so many things that you need to look at developing, and sometimes it's hard to know where to start. So with a syllabus approach to the cricket education program, what it offers is structure. It gives you a place to start and different milestones along the way to tick off and manage. So for a player, rather than having just disjointed bits of information, these coaches will be able to provide information that is sequenced, per step by step by step. So that's one of the major benefits, is that it's not just misfiring here and there. It's a clear, concise way of coaching cricket.
Okay. Now, in the handout which I've got today, it says that the students will be getting a diploma in cricket, something 6 months diploma, whatever. So, like I found many people in domestic cricket, very youngsters, like they have good talent,
yes, but
they have a fear in the mind. What will happen if they are not selected at the highest arena? What will happen if not they don't play in the highest arena? What will be their future will go, where there will be future will be? Like they are putting their entire effort in playing cricket. Studies they are not good in that study. They managed to pass the exams, but they are not very good. And today in cutthroat competition, like when you have to get a job, people see that you have to have a good education background. So do you bat for a subject called cricket or maybe a sports in the entire education of India, education system of India?
I'll look at it this way, is that when you coach, one of the most rewarding things is yes, developing cricket skill, but developing personal skills as well. So look, the ideal situation is that every young fella who plays cricket will reach their goal. Sometimes that doesn't happen. So from a cricket perspective and a coaching outlook, if we can develop well-rounded people who are good people, our job as a mentor and coach is done. So does that help you with your question?
Yeah, so what I can get what I can get from your answer is that you are preparing a good cricketer along with a good person, yes, who can compete in other portion of the
If you look
department.
At this, if these coaches with their knowledge, a lot of this week is yes, it's technical knowledge and it's how to coach that knowledge, but it's also about how to mentor your player. Yeah.
Okay, now the other question which arises from here, what about students? I've heard in a school, it was a very famous school. They had this policy: if a person has to play in a school team, he has to be getting good grades in the all examination, all papers. If he does not have a good grade, he cannot be the part of the school team. Do you bat for that policy?
What I would say is that every student is not going to be an A student.
Yeah.
But as long as they dedicate themselves to their study and give their best, that's all you can ask, is if someone gives their best. For example, if there is a player who tries hard, they study and they work hard at their cricket, and it's a middle of the chart grade, but they've given it everything, then you can't ask for more than that. Where the problem is if your player is lazy and doesn't dedicate himself, that's not ideal, because then that work ethic transfers into your cricket. If you study hard, then your cricket helps. It's good habits.
Yeah, great. The final question.
Yes.
India is like not producing good fast bowlers. From Kapil Dev to Zahir Khan, we can see like very few fast bowlers are there. And cricket, the induction program, the coaching induction program, how you focus on that particular part of fast bowling to produce good fast bowler in India, especially when there is no fast pitches in India. We are played on the very placid pitches.
Yeah, look, the course and the program covers all skills, but what it does do is for the coaches is to give them a better understanding of how the skills of fast bowling and other disciplines are performed, why something happens with the fast bowling action. The coaches here now have a sound understanding of what it takes to be a fast bowler, technically what a fast bowler is looking to do, and also looking to strengthen them and just some skills with whether it's swinging the ball or different variations. So the knowledge gained by the coaches will help them develop players, and as I said earlier, talk to other coaches so that knowledge is then passed around. So look, I'm sure that with the coaching information provided, that will go a long way to developing young cricketers who grow up to be great, good cricketers.
Final question, and as your answer is giving me some scope for more questions. The fast bowlers in India, basically when they come in the arena to play international cricket, they are very good. You can take example of Munaf Patel. When he came to arena, he bowled 150 plus. But later in stage, we find that they suffer from a fitness problem. Does cricket education, which you guys are providing, has the fitness department covered?
Yes. One of the key aspects to that is that you need to be strong enough to perform your skills, and not just strong enough to perform them one day, but day after day after day, week after week, month after month. You look at your best cricketers, whether they're pace bowlers or wicket-keepers, batters, they're playing a lot of cricket.
Yeah,
aren't they?
That's
so
it.
not only developing and producing a fit, physically fit athlete, but an athlete that knows how to prepare and recover from a hard day's cricket or tournament or week. So yes, our coaches are talking and discussing that definitely. It's very important.